Oh, yay. I think I got it. Hello, Miss Kim. Well, hi, Michelle. You guys can hear me, right? Will somebody give me a yep? I was struggling with my sound also. This is what happens when you... There we go. Okay, I think I got it. No echo. Tell me if you can hear me. Please hear me. Let's see here. Gotta see if I can get us a little bit closer. You can hear. Awesome. Thank you, Miss Kim. Let's see here. Trying to get us a little bit better. Oh, that should work. Okay, let me scooch this in. Holy cow. So I rushed home from work and I had this beautiful light for about, I don't know, 2.5 minutes. And I thought, this is great. I'm gonna have beautiful light in the evening for my live, and then this great big black cloud. Yeah, I try with my fingers and I don't know why I can't get it to work, Kim. I guess I don't know. It's just so frustrating. I can do it any other time except for when I'm trying to do my lives. I don't know. Anyway, this great big giant black cloud rolled in and took away all my beautiful light, and the thunder's rolling in. And so I'm like, oh boy, let's see what we get out of this. We'll see. So I am so happy to be playing along with you guys today, but I'm going to tell you that I am flying completely by the seat of my pants because it has been a crazy week at work, and I have been working really, really late every night. This last weekend was really busy, so unfortunately, and I didn't work, so unfortunately it's been catch up, but anyway, so I didn't get terribly prepared. I have an idea of what I'm doing. I haven't picked colors, but we're gonna figure it out. And yeah, fly by the seat of your pants. I'm giving it a go, Miss Kim. So I might ask you for a little bit of help in the sense of maybe some colors that you might like to see, but I'm gonna go with a masculine theme because that is our theme for our challenges this month, one of the themes for our challenges this month. And so that's what I'm going to use, and going to go with some greens. So for my stenciled panel, so by the way, this is Safari Fun, and I'm not sure which way it's easier to see it, maybe on the white. And I had put a poll out in the group and asked what you guys wanted to play with, and it was a very tight race, but Lucas and his elephant pal won by a small margin, so we're gonna use him this evening. And I'm gonna also use this Lucious Leaves stencil, which I have not played with nearly enough, and so I'm excited to use that as well. And I just grabbed a couple of greens because I thought, well, it's safari and I want to do masculine themes. So I grabbed my Fresh Fields, which is actually one of my most used greens from Craft and Kimmy. And then I also grabbed Mossy Meadow. So let's hope those two play well together. Oh, it's on sale. That's right. I forgot about that. Yahoo. Hi, Margaret. So I did bring a little panel to test it to see if I want to mix and match. Maybe I'll just go with it and see how it turns out. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? I think that's it. Other than, let's go ahead and make our stenciled panel first. And I am doing my stenciling on a craft piece of paper. Sometimes I like to do that for masculine cards. It just, I don't know, feels more masculine-y, if that's a word, right? And that is what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna kind of line up where I want to place my stencil in terms of showing leaves all the way around the edges in some fashion. Kind of like to do that. So I think that's probably pretty good. And then I'm gonna tape it down. You think you only have a couple of the Lucious Leaves. Oh, I should have checked with you just in case, Kim, sorry about that. if you don't have this one, another one that would look good with what we're doing is the, what's it called? Leaves and Vines. I almost grabbed that one too, but I was like, I've played with that one quite a bit more than this one recently, and I just really like this one. I thought it was fun for safari. But that's another one you can use. I also looked at a lot of our geographic kind of stencils, and those would be fun. You know, really anything that you might consider masculine would be cool. And again, with the colors, I should probably check, make sure I have the right side of this. Let me make sure. Yeah, I got the right side. So anyway, ideas if you don't have this one. And if you don't have this one, but you want it, Kim has a couple in the shop, and she is linking some of these stencils for me. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see here. Put this little image up here, and I'm going to start with my lighter green, which is my Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to see if I like that first. I'm using a sponge dauber. And sometimes, you know, the colors really look very different, I think. You know, sometimes they're like not so bad, not so different, just darker, right? And other times the craft paper really changes the appearance of the green, or any color, really, the ink, right? It just depends on how it plays with the fibers in the craft paper. And the different types of craft paper I've discovered react differently. So I don't honestly know which brand I've got here, because I have a few and I grabbed it out of my stash early this morning before I took off. But in this particular case, like if I were to show you, so that's on craft, and I don't know if you can see that very well on camera, but there's it on white, and I'm rubbing kind of dark. They're pretty close in this case, but it's going to saturate in. It's going to take on a little bit more of a muted tone than on the white. And I like that. I like that a lot. I'm debating as I'm talking to you about whether or not before I pull the stencil up, I might want to trace around the leaves, because I've been kind of liking that look lately, but we'll see what happens. I really do love this stencil. I feel like I didn't play with it near enough when it first came out. So let's see. I'm just going to peel this up. Well, hello there, Melanie. How are you, my beautiful friend? Let's see here. Ooh, I like that. I think that can work. I'm not sure if I want to do the darker green now that I see this, but so what I did is I grabbed another little panel piece, and I just want to slide it under here. And I'm going to switch my brush out. I have another dauber with me, and I'm going to try the Fresh Fields and see if I like that. I was thinking I might like a fade, but they might be too different to fade much, and so I might just have to play around a little bit with shading instead of fading. Shading and fading. Shading and fading. I don't know. I might like it. Let's just see. I'm going to see what I think, right? And in terms of shading, what I'm thinking there is like it's got the Mossy Meadow, and I'm just going to like bring in a little of the Fresh Fields. I kind of like that. That's a little less drastic, but it's there. Let's see. Let's just see. I'll pull this up. I don't want to pull it completely up, but it should go back down pretty easy. Let's see what we get here. So I don't mind the two greens together, but if I'm gonna do it, I think it would look cooler to randomly do them. So like, you know, some parts dark green, some parts light. So I think instead I'm just gonna stick with the Mossy Meadow all the way through. And then I'm gonna do the edges lightly. I'll hold this up a little bit with the Fresh Fields. See, we'll just go like there. See, I told you, I'm just like making it up as I go today. I feel like that's how life is in general lately, right? You're just making it up. You're just getting up, you're having your coffee. You're like, what can I do to survive today? No, you got to suck up all the joy. That's really what you need to do. Okay, so back to my mossy meadow, and I'm a heavy-handed stenciler. Like, I like to see the ink show through it. It's very challenging for me to do it lightly. I don't know why. Maybe I just like to live in a world of saturated color. But the thing too about craft, like I said, is it does tend to soak the ink up a little bit differently. And even if you're a little heavy-handed, it's not gonna stay that dark based on how it, what's my words want to say? Hello, Tamara. Based on how it pulls in, whoopsie, pulls into the paper. We lost it. We got to put it back on here. Hang on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Let's see here. Let me get this back in there. Oh, it's raining like crazy. I can hear it. You know, we do need rain really bad. We've got 2 forest fires, big ones that started very recently, close-ish, not close enough that we have to worry about evacuating, but thank God, but close-ish. And it's pretty bad this early in the season. So the rain is welcome as long as the lightning doesn't come with it. And last week, was it last week? 2 weeks ago, we had such bad visibility because there were fires around us in Montana, but we also had some smoke from the Canadian fires, which was just so sad. I mean, fires scare me. They just scare me. But anyway, this is not the topic for today. Let me find the right ink pad here. So continuing with my panel that I accidentally pressed too hard and shot out from underneath me. Another little trick is to put like a temporary adhesive under your paper. You can use your stamping platform. You can use a sticky like gel mat. Oops, I did it again. You can also spray the stencil with some pixie spray. I don't like to do that so much with ones that have big open spaces because the pixie spray really sticks on the stencil for quite a while, and it's a bugger to clean off when it has a lot on there. So I just have to be a little more careful. Quit being so aggressive. Let's see here. Ooh, it helps to hold it down too. We're almost there. Gosh, I guess if I didn't chat so long. I feel like I take longer stenciling sometimes than I do coloring. Okay, I got it. It's not exactly the same all the way around. Now I'm going to switch to my Fresh Fields, and I'm just going to put some color around the edges a little bit. Let's see what I get here. I just want some, I don't know, definition, I guess is a good word, right? So I'm just taking it and I'm just focusing on the edges of the leaves. And I'll probably at some point be chatting and fill it in a little more than I want, but it's okay. I think it's going to be fine. So just kind of, again, I am in this case just barely inking the outer edge of my dauber and just kind of, you know, trying to be somewhat careful about bringing in the darker green. Ooh, that was a big flash of lightning. Yikes. Oh my gosh, did you guys hear that? Wow. The gods are speaking. Okay, let's see here. Yikes, I'm sure glad I made it home before that happened. I would have came in here like a drowned rat, jumped on for my video. Did you hear that? Wasn't that crazy? Yeah, it sounded literally like it was right next to my window. Okay, let's see. We're getting close. I might have to just go one more time over the whole thing with my, or maybe not. I don't know. Let's see here. I'll just grab this and kind of smooth it a little bit here and there. I don't like the drastic change in some places, but I think I'm good. I think I'm going to let it be. So let's pull that up. Oh, I do like that. That looks pretty cool. A little bit different. It really changed the colors a bit. But the other thing I like to do is I kind of like to ink the edges, and a lot of times I'll use just my pad straight to paper because it's so much faster. In this case, I still have quite a bit of ink on my dauber, so I'm just going with the Fresh Fields around the edge too. Because I am going to layer this on Craft, and I haven't decided if I'm going to put a colored panel. Oh, thank you. I'm not sure if I'm going to put a colored panel behind this or if I'm just going to go straight onto the cardstock base, but this will give it a little bit more lift, I guess, visual lift. And if the color works, I'll have that too. So either way, we're golden, right? We are golden. Okay, so just going around the edge a little bit more. I kind of been into this lately, this inking of the edges of things. We're going to be doing, if you're signed up for the spring virtual retreat, which is this weekend, and I'm so excited for all the amazing classes and projects. On my project, we do some stenciling with a new stencil that you guys haven't seen yet, and I do add a little bit of this edging around there. So, oh, I really, really like that. Let's see. So it's got like, I don't know, it almost looks like a flow to it. Happy accident, right? Woohoo! Okay, so I am going to color this, and I'm going to leave it on white, which sometimes bugs me. So the way I'm going to fix that is I'm going to just come in and I'm going to give some of the green around the edge of this first before I color it. And this is the Fresh Fields. I might add a little bit also. I don't know, you know, I'm just playing. Can always stamp it again, I guess, if I don't like it. I know, it's going to be so fun. I do love the retreats that, you know, we put on. Like, I know our design team is fabulous all the time, but they just always completely knock it out of the park, especially for the retreats. Like, it's just crazy how cool and the talent. So let's see here. Okay, so that's not looking too bad. I kind of like that. I'm just gonna play around. If I don't like it, I can always again, I can always redo with up stamping, but I'm just gonna pull in a little bit of the green now, this other color, this mossy meadow. So just kind of creating, I don't know, I don't want to call it a glow, but, and I'm not going to get too close. You know, this color, so the Crafty hybrid inks are so fantastic for any coloring medium, right? You guys know that if you've been around Craft and Kimmy at all, you know that they are fantastic for any coloring medium, but you don't want to, and the lighter ones, sometimes you can get away with coloring over with a Copic or any other alcohol marker or a pencil, and the color of the ink doesn't come through, but darker ones definitely will change the color as you use it. It won't smear or bleed, but it will change the color. So I'm just kind of trying to be careful, especially over here on the side, not to get, but I kind of like that I'm bringing in the ink down here as grass, right? And trying to avoid his foot as much as I can. And then I can always fill it in a little later if I want, if I were to mask or whatever, which I'm not gonna do, but Anyway, so I like that. I think that looks pretty good. And let's see, if I put it on here, see, it just kind of makes it all feel like it belongs. And I think I'm probably gonna go sideways with this one rather than up and down. I tend to make more vertical cards than horizontal. So I'm gonna go that route, I think. Let's see, so color time. Let's see. See, I grabbed this, and I don't know if this is gonna work or not. It might, actually. Hey, it might be okay. This is kind of a, I don't know, it might work. Let's see. I like it, I like it. Okay, that's gonna work, so I'm excited about that. Colors. Let's see. I'll start with skin tones, and maybe you guys can give me some ideas. Do I want to stick to like traditional colors? Do I want to do a little bit different on his outfit? I usually kind of do a khaki, but there's a whole lot of craft going on, so maybe I want to give him a dark green helmet, and maybe, I don't know, let's think. Yeah, I know, me too, Kim. I'm feeling kind of blessed right now because I was scrambling to get it all together today. Let's see, so I'm going to start with the skin tones, and I typically use the E21 11 4 EO4, but I don't know where it's at. I might not use that one today because I can't find it. Let's see. E00. Oh, I found it. EO4. Okay. He's got to, he's got to have a little bit of a suntan because he's out in the safari all the time. So those are the colors I'm going to start with. Or orange. Oh, orange. Yeah. Blue and orange with the green. I like it. We'll do some, let's do orange with blue accents or vice versa. I'll have to think about that. Let's do the skin first. Okay, so I start with the EO4. Oranges go nicely with craft and green. You are right. I like orange. Orange is one of my favorite colors too. I think that's a good idea. Good idea. Thanks, ladies. Okay, starting with skin tone, I've got my EO4. And I'm just gonna come up around his hair, under his hat. I don't really know where the shadow is, and I'm not paying attention to that at this particular time. I'm just coloring, right? I'm just adding, because where your hair lies, you need to have a little division anyway between your hair and your skin. So I'm just gonna kind of go there. I'm adding a little bit. The EO4 is very, very dark if you're not used to using it. And even if you are, you know that you want to go, you don't want to go heavy because when you start dark, it's harder to blend it out. So if you're uncomfortable with the darkest color, which for a long time I started with my lights and worked into the darks, but now I just go straight for the darks. You want to be sparing with the thickness of how much you're putting in there. If you have markers, which I've been really thinking about buying, some of those bullet tip ones for things like that, haven't, made the commitment, obviously, because I have such a big investment in my Copics, but as they're dying, I am I'm thinking about adding like bullets and maybe some of those. I love how Kim always says it. Oh, hoo-hoo markers. There's also, I don't like the Spectrum Noir. I do like their colors, but they just don't feel comfortable in my hands. I've tried a few and I think they blend just fine, but I don't like, they just feel so bulky to me. So they're not my favorite, but I used one of my friends not that long ago and I really liked the smoothness and the colors. That was good, but again, it's all personal preference, right? So this is now E11 and I have just gone back over where my EO4 was and I'm just going to touch his nose a little bit. Not going to go crazy, just enough to add it in there. Then I'm going to switch to E21 and do some more pulling in of the color toward the middle of his face. This time I'm not going completely over where my 11 and my 4 were, but I am touching on it. I'm not going completely over it again, just touching on it, bringing it in, leaving a little bit of space in the ear for the lighter color, and working toward the middle of the face. I'm gonna touch the nose a little bit again. Alrighty, and then I'm gonna grab my E00. I am wearing my big, brave girl pants tonight. You got it. You betcha. Okay, this is the E00. Whoops, there's the phone cord. E00. So now I'm just gonna pull in the rest of that color. And I don't know, you know, often I am a one layer, I'm done kind of girl, but sometimes if I look at it and it feels like it hasn't been smooth enough, or I want it to be a little darker, I'll go over it again. But generally, I'm kind of like I don't know, this is it, I'm good, it's ready to go. So we'll see how this turns out. I feel like I'm okay. My lines are a little dark up here, but let's let it sit and see what it does. Now I'm gonna do the rest of his skin. Oops, I have a bleed. I got a bleeder. Let's see here. Good thing I got a colorless blender and a white gel pen. Although I wouldn't want to use my white gel pen now because it would really stand out starkly because I've made the rest of my white not so white by adding the shading. So I think that's his neck and not a shirt. I'm making it a neck and not a shirt. Again, I'm just making decisions and I'm going with it. Let's see here. So here's the E11. It could be an undershirt, I guess, but he's a manly man. He's showing his chest. He's in the safari lands. Let's see here. All right, now we're doing E21. That's looking a little dark. Hopefully it'll blend out a bit. And E00 again. So this time, because I'm feeling like it's a little dark, I'm gonna go back over everything and pull it in, and I think it'll be okay. Before I go too far, I do want to give him a little bit of color in his cheeks. I'm going to use EO2 to do that, and I'm just going to kind of not necessarily a circular amount, you know, shape, but I'm going to get it in there where I think it might matter. And then I'm going to use E00 over the top of that again. So I gave just a dot on his nose. Because maybe he's got a little bit of a sun kiss on his nose. Maybe a sunburn. Who knows? Okay. So there's that. I am happy with how that looks. Now we're going to do his arms and his legs. So with the EO4 on this one, I'm just not going to do as much because every time I do, I overdo it, and the arms are not that big, right? So I'm just going to go, you saw maybe that I did under the sleeve, a little bit underneath, and right where his hand is gripping the stick, the walking stick. So let's do that next. Here's the E11, and in this case I will, you know, extend it a little bit, but not drastically, and barely touch each of the fingers, just barely. Then I'm going to grab 21, if I can find it. There we go. And again, just kind of touching the fingers. They're a little bit darker. I'll be fine with it. Pulling it up and adding my E00. Okay, one arm done. We will repeat the process. So here we go. Again, mostly under the sleeve, a little bit under the arm. Very, very lightly here. There we go. Not doing a ton on that. And E11. E21. And going over the whole thing with E00. Okay. Almost K. There we go. All right, leg time. We'll do this side first. This one is just got so little of the legs showing. I just really, really think I'm gonna just barely touch in there. Oh, what if I could go on a safari? Well, let's see. I don't know. That's hard, Melanie. Because like when I go to, I love to watch the animals at the zoo. The elephants, I mean. I think giraffes are really cool. I don't like monkeys. I don't know, monkeys freak me out. I'm not a monkey fan. So I wouldn't really care about that. Zebras would be neat. I think the lions, though, in the wild, seeing them and the elephants. How about you? What would you say? Elephants, yeah. The elephants are so cool. The Portland Zoo has the coolest elephants. When I go visit my sister, we go to the zoo and I just stand there and watch them forever. Like, they're so neat. And I know these aren't safari animals, but I also love to watch the otters and the polar bears. But yeah, the elephants are so cool. So cool. And the way they protect each other too, and they're young, it's just amazing. But they are so smart. We watched them, the last time we were at the zoo, we watched them, what they call is play, but also like learning reinforcement. And they put these like treats and toys and things way up high in the nets. And I know it's so hard, isn't it, Deb? And the elephants had to figure out how to get them, and watching how they used their trunk and how they would move. They literally would like move things that they could stand up on so that they could get more leverage and length. It was just so fun to watch. They were so cool, and they're so playful. They have like a sense of humor, I swear. It's so funny. Let's see here. Last leg, last part of the leg. I kind of gave him a kneecap. I'm kind of pleased at how I did that because that doesn't always work out. I usually end up with a line. So I got to show you because I'm pretty tickled with myself. See? Okay, so there's that. Let's do the elephant next. And I'm going to pick, I mean, any gray will work, right? I love the way the tea grays blend so easily. You would watch the social interactions. Yes, yeah. Let's see, the tea series blend really well. I don't think cool in this case is going to work for me. So I think based on the theme of my, what did I say, craft, I almost said khaki, I'm going to go with a W series because it's kind of that brownie gray, warm gray. I have no idea what actually still has ink in here. I guess we'll find out. I'm going to grab a 3, 4, 5 and a W0 because that's all I can find at the moment. So You just sit and watch them all. I know, it's just so cool, so relaxing. Okay, let's see. W5 is my darkest. Okay, I'll start with my W5. Let me see, do I want 5? Yeah, 5 will work. But I'm gonna use it very sparingly. I'm just gonna come under his chin, because I don't know, because I can always add, like I said, right? I don't remember that one, Deb. Is it I don't know where you live, but is it a Canadian one? I remember bawling at Dumbo, right? But there was also this book called it was the Pokey Puppy, and then there was one similar to that with the elephant. I can't remember what it was called. And it was one of my favorites. Okay, so there, I just did a little under his chin. I'm gonna do here and here. Oops, I got a fat line. Oh well, we're gonna live with it. Here I'm just so carefully doing this darkest W5 in here, and I'm gonna blend it out. I'm gonna touch down here at the toes. There we go. I know. I was scarred. It's not one of those that, I don't know why they call that a kid's cartoon. It's heartbreaking. Okay, so that was W5. Now I'm gonna come in with W4, and I'm gonna go over that a little bit more. I'm just still kind of touching on it. What do I want to say? I don't know. When it comes back to me, I'll say it. I'm almost, in some cases I am, but almost going over the top of my W5. But you can see that I didn't touch it completely, and it still has kind of a, maybe you can see that, I can see it. Still has a little bit darker right under the chin. So that was I started with a 5, then I did a 4. Oops, yeah, 4, 3. Now I have a 3. I wish I had my 2. I don't know where my 2 is. So, that's okay. I'm gonna go with it. I have a 3. Usually I like to keep a little more variation between the, oh, see, here we go. I found my dry one. I wonder if this side's dry too. Yeah, it's dry. Okay. Well, let's see here. What else do I have in the W series that would work? I don't know. I guess I'm going to just go with my W0, and maybe I'll deepen it as I need to. Let's see what we get here. So this is my W0. Yeah, I'm definitely going to want to probably make it a little bit darker, but we'll see what happens. I do think the W's blend pretty well. And I'll just probably extend the 4 a little bit more since my 3 was completely dry. Oh my gosh, Melanie, that is so hilarious. I gotta stop for a second, read the rest of this. Oh gosh, that's so cute. Oh, that's cool, Deb. I'll have to check it out. I haven't ever heard that. It's funny how some of your favorites, though, when you were little, like, I don't know, you say you're showing your age, but things come back around, or those vintagey things that everybody really loved. I don't know, they're still popular, right? They're popular for a reason. Okay, so I'm coming back with my 4, because that was really just too light. And this is one of those cases where I'm gonna have to add, I'm gonna have to go over a few times to get the colors that I want. And it does help if you saturate. I mean, I am not a coloring expert, but I'm just telling you what I think I know. It helps if you saturate everything in a light color first and then add dark over the top of it. It kind of, as long as you don't, you know, let it sit too long. And I don't know, this may not blend out quite like I want it to. We'll see. He just may end up being darker than I planned, and that'll be all right. Because this, going from a 0, double 0, gee whiz, to a 4 really pulls the color out, but we're just gonna see. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'll be fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's all fine. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna stop playing with that for a minute and just, well, I lied. I want to pull this up just a little bit more. It's too line-ish, I guess. I don't want it to be really liney looking. Liney. So I'm just going to pull that up a little bit more and in a little bit more from his bum. And then I'm going to add a little bit more of the 00. I mean, seriously, how do you not be obsessed with elephants? They're so fun. They're so cool. Okay, so yeah, I think I can live with this. This looks all right. Now, we're going to try to repeat the process on the face. There it is. All right, kind of come around here. Probably. I'm going to go a little bit around his mouth, and I think you guys might get to enjoy another Great Big Thunder Boomer in a little bit here. It sounds like it's ramping up. We'll see. Just kind of creating a little bit of cheeks for this sweet pea. You guys ever like hold your breath when you're really concentrating on coloring? He used to ask you to come crawlies. That's so cute. It's adorable. All right, let's see. What am I doing? I got sidetracked. Here we go, W4. So now I'm gonna bring in the 4, and knowing that my, I'm jumping right to 00 is gonna be a lot less. I'm gonna give a little bit more of the W4 this time, the first time, and see what happens. And I'll try not to pass out from holding my breath. All right, yeah, I'm probably still gonna have to do another round. Said son is now 32. That's so cute. My nearly 32-year-old son was obsessed with his Batman cape, and I couldn't get it off of him for the longest time. Didn't matter what he had on or didn't have on, that cape was part of him. I think he probably wore it for, oh my gosh, like practically 3 years. I swear, maybe not that long, but really, I think might be that long. I was obsessed with Bengal tigers when I was young. I had this gorgeous tiger blanket that I put on my bed as a bedspread, etc. And I think I held on to that thing till I was in my 40s. It basically disintegrated. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit more of the W4 in there. I'm trying not to be so liney about it. Kind of doing a pull-in motion a little bit here. Okay. Oh, you love tigers so much. They are so cool, so amazing. And the Bengal ones are just like, I don't know, their eyes, their stripes, everything. They're really cool. All right, I am just blending in. And again, I think maybe after it sits for a bit, I'll be better with it. But if not, I can always bring in a little bit more of the 4. I don't want, the faces are hard when you're using grays and browns. You don't want them to be too, you want to be able to see the features, and I tend to overdo it sometimes with those. So I'm going to grab the 4 this time, and his ears are not very big, so I'm literally just going to do the ears in the W4, or the edges of the ears anyway. That's looking pretty cute, actually. Gorillas were your fave. Really? They are smart. They are so smart. They remind me of sometimes the way they look at you, they are so humanish, right? I do think the gorillas are cool. I don't like the little monkeys that scream at you. Those ones scare me. I'm like, ah, don't scream at me. I don't like you. All right, so yeah, so I'm liking this. This is pretty, looking pretty good. Let's see, got to do the inside of the ears. So I'll do, I don't want it to be terribly pink, but a hint of pink. And where did I put it? My EO2 is pretty, I wonder if E21 would work. Yeah, I'm gonna do E21 on the ears, on the inside. Yeah, that works, I think. And then if it looks a little, what do I want to say, fleshy, too fleshy, I can just go over it with the W00, which is kind of a trick. I don't remember where I learned that, but it seems to work pretty well. Just changes the hue a little bit. That works. We'll put a little bit of the W0 over it. Just tone it down a little bit, bring it in with the rest of it. There. Oh, I like that. That turned out okay. But now he's got a cute little tongue sticking out, so we got to give him a tongue color. Oh, let's see. How about our 32? Maybe their tongues are more gray. I think their tongues aren't really pink, are they? I don't know. I'm going with pink though. Pink it is, right? It's not a drastic pink. I'm just gonna put a little bit of pink in here too. And here. There. I like it. Okay, now toes. I forgot the toes. I do have a W7, so I'm gonna do the toes in W7. That's it for the toes. I think I missed a little. Sometimes like they look like a blob, so I go in with a really fine tip micro liner and separate them after the fact, which I'll do with the eyes as well. Give them a little bit more color, a little bit darker. All right, now it's time for this fella, and we decided orange, right? So let's start with the orange. And what have I got available for orange? I have I have R4 or YR04. Huh. I'm gonna have to go to the bedroom and find some more colors here. Let's see. Orange, YR07, that's red. I don't want red. YR23, YR15. Let's see if these two will play nicely together. I think they might be too. That's too saturated. That's really dark. Well, I'm going for it. What the heck? First though, because I don't want it to be, I'm gonna start with this is, what is this? YR15. Probably a better color would have been like, I don't know, 12 or something. But this is what I have. This is what I'm going with. But it's lighter than my YR4, so I'm just gonna put it in all over in the sleeve, the shirt. Then I'm gonna come over it again with the YR4. A little space there. That's his shirt. Let's see here. So now YR04. It's actually working out okay, I think, really. Oops, I went outside the lines again, darn it. It's not a super obvious one, so I'm okay with it. All right. Yes, for sure. That is so true. Yeah, on the gorillas. It's so fun to watch them with their babies. Oh my goodness. The babies are cute. I mean, but really, what babies aren't cute, right? Baby giraffes are hilarious. They're so skitterish. Okay, well that's looking pretty good. I like that. It worked out okay. Let's see. Okay, we said orange and blue. Do you think orange and blue and green is gonna go, or should I just stick with orange and blue? Because I kind of want to give him a green helmet. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm afraid to commit. That would look okay. Let's see. Let's start with that, and then I'll make up my mind. Ooh, I'm nervous, but I'm doing it. I'm going for it. I'm gonna do this. This is G94. I am seriously, you guys, literally just color pulling because it's whatever I see first, and if it's close, that is. I mean, I am trying to watch for that, but it's like, this is what I have in my bag. A lot of my markers are laying elsewhere in my room because what I did is I pulled the colors that I was using, I'm going to use for this weekend's live class for the spring retreat, and I didn't want to put them back in my bag and mix them up and then be in a pickle scrambling to find my colors when it's my class time. So I just left them in a big mug in the room and decided I was going to work around not having them. I know I'm using a lot of green and blues for that. And so, okay, so I'm going to actually use this same color, right? But how I'm going to make it look different is I'm going to let this be for a bit, and then I'm going to, I don't know what's wrong with me today. But it's okay. Like, I'm embracing it. It's fine. It's all fine. I am going to let this set just a little bit longer, and then I'll go over it again with this color, and what will happen is it'll darken where it's already there and then add, it'll, make it look like it's two-tone even if it isn't with just one marker. That's one of my favorite, like, tricks to do, I guess. I'm not going to let it sit too long, but I am thinking about hair while I'm pondering. I think I'll do 25 and 40, E25 and E47. Thank you, Melanie. You're so nice. All right, so let's go back over this. And again, I'm going to go right over it again, and this time in the white space. And it's going to look like, I hope, if I did it correctly, it's going to look like I used 2 shades of green, but I didn't. So that's a little trick too if you don't want to fuss around with too many colors. And you can always kind of come in also later. This is another thing I do, and darken it with like a Prismacolor pencil or something, right? Just like give it even a little bit more there. I think I better stop fussing with that, or I'm going to end up with a weird mess. I'm going to do this one though. Okay, now the hair. I'm going to give him brown hair. And I'm going to keep that green because I might want to give him green pants, but then I don't know how I'm going to get blue in there. So I don't know. Maybe that was a mistake. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to start with E25 because there's not a lot of hair to, not a lot of hair showing. So starting with E25, and then I'm just going to touch a little bit of the E47 in there. Just at the tips, and maybe try to get a little under the hat if I can. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna leave that alone. Thank you, Melanie. Okay, guys, what do you think? I don't know. I like his green hat. Let's do his bag strap in a brown, kind of a khaki brown. So let's see, I have an E84, which is kind of a khaki color. Let's see how that looks. Somewhere I think I have an E87. Oh, an E55 would work well too, but I'm going to go with this one. This is E84. So I'm going to give him... I think he needs khaki shoes, colored shoes too. We're going to give him that. Actually, I really probably want him to be more brown. So I'll color him first with this, and then I'll add a brown. Because I don't know about khaki shoes. He's certainly not camouflage with a bright orange shirt. That's for sure. So that was 84. Let's see, what can I add to that? Let's try... Oh, I don't know if this will blend or not, but we'll try it. Here's a 55. Yeah, I like that better. It's a little more brown. Khaki shoes are like, no, I don't like that. So I'm just going to go over the khaki. There we go. That's better. I like that better. Okay, thanks, Kimmy. Get some rest. Love ya. Oh yeah, that's right. Coffee chat tomorrow. It is Friday. Praise the Lord. It's been a week. I'll tell you what. Ooh, there's that thunder, guys. Okay. All right. I have to commit. I'm really struggling. I'm going to give him... I don't know what to do. Is it going to be too much color if I put blue in there? Melanie, are you still there? Tell me what to do. Should I do blue shorts? Like jean shorts? Or should I stick with the green? I think he needs a green belt, so that means he can't have green shorts. Love you bunches, you too. All right, we're gonna do green belt. And I don't know, I guess we're gonna do blue shorts. Or should I give him dark brown? You're fading too. I bet. That's okay if you need to drop out, Melanie. Thank you. I wonder if I should give him dark brown shorts instead of blue. Dark brown shoes. He's got a lot of brown going on, but I'm going to do that, I guess. And I'm looking for my E44 because I think that will work well for his shorts. Yes, that's what I'm doing. E44 and E43 for his shorts. Gonna start with the darker of the two, which is the E44. And now I'm thinking blue would have been okay, but it's all right. I'm committed. I am committed. Here we go. It really is a lot of brown, but it's okay. Brown shorts would look good. I'm hoping so. We're going to see what we get here. Thank you. Thank you, Deb. All right, that was E44. Here's E43. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. I can live with that. Okay, and then we're going to make his collar brown also on his shirt to go with his shorts. Dark brown, agree. Awesome. Okay, yes, I can even make them a little bit darker. It might not be a bad idea. They're kind of, but let's do this first, and then I think I will give it a little bit more dark brown. Well, I like that. I'm pretty okay with that. Let's see here. Let's give him a little bit more dark brown shorts. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty good. Come up here. See, I probably would have overthunk this. Probably would have overthunk this for way too long last night when I was really tired. Thank you, Deb. And this way, it's just like working out. Thank goodness, because I had some suggestions from you lovely peoples. All right. Oh, yeah, I like that. That's cool. I am good with that. Let's see. Now he's got a belt buckle. Let's just give him, I don't know. I want it too orangey or too brown. We'll just make his belt buckle gray. And we're going to use let's use a whatever C marker or N marker I can get here. I have a C2. Let's try that. Yep, that works. Oh, we got to give him socks. He needs yellow or orange socks. Would orange socks be too girly? Yeah, orange socks are going to be too girly. He gets white socks. And his white socks are going to be made with, oh, for heaven's sakes, I don't know, what's this here? The W. We're going to make his white socks. Chef's kiss. I love it. Thanks, Melanie. I can't wait to see you. I miss you. Okay, yep, we're just like touching it up so around the edges. I don't want them to read brown. I mean, he has been out in the dirt, but still. Just kind of touching it up. Gonna darken the shoelaces a little bit with the, what color did I use? The 55, I think is what I used. I don't know if they're actually shoelaces or just over the top of the shoe, but they're just bands on the shoe. That's what I think. And then we need to give him a sole. So we're gonna take my W7. Thank you, Melanie. Crazy colored socks as a teen. Yeah, I went through a phase as an adult where I loved crazy socks because as a public accountant, I had to dress so boring all the time. So it made me feel adventurous and fun to wear colored socks under my dress slacks. Like crazy socks. But it is fun, isn't it, to just have that expression. Okay, I'm glad with that. All we have to do now is color his walking stick. And I generally stick with like the E57-ish series for wood. But I don't know if I have that over here. So I might end up with... We're going to go with E47 for the wood stick. I usually do 55 Rebel. Yeah, that's, I don't know, that was pretty tame, really. Okay, this is E47, and I'm going to just like pull it in there. I'm going to leave a little room. Again, kind of doing the same thing I did with his hat, where I'm doing one same color, but I'm going to take a pause for a sec and then go over it again so it looks like 2 or close to 2. Let's see, I think that green that I used on his hat is a little bit dark, but let's see, I would like to like enhance. Yeah, this might work if I don't do it too full. This is an E99. If I don't go too crazy with it, I would like to kind of enhance the grassy pieces down here. There we go. Yeah, that works. And just kind of maybe add a little couple more of my own over here. I'll just bring it in. There we go. I think that's okay. What do you think? I like it. I'm good. Oh, I'm good. Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. What was I doing? Oh, I remember. So now I am finishing the walking stick. And again, I'm just going over everything because I left some white space earlier. And I'm just really not getting too fussy about, is it got shading, whatever. It looks great. It looks just fine. Okay, I'm so excited that that's done. Let's see. I do have a multi-liner bin. I can't reach it. There we go. So I'm just gonna darken the eyes on the little elephant and maybe just a little bit around the mouth, and then I'm gonna touch up the toe beans a little bit. And that's it. That's all I'm gonna do with that. I like how it turned out. Thank you, Margaret. Okay, so now we're gonna put the card together, and that should go pretty quick. Like I said, I think I decided I'm gonna do it horizontal. Yes, horizontal. And let's get that on there. I found this color that looks pretty darn okay, I think, as far as a matting. It would have been fine with the shading I put on it not to matte, but I really like the matting. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I grabbed some twine, because again, we're making it masculine, right? So I grabbed some twine to wrap around the bottom. It's not a very thick twine. Ooh, there's that thunder again. I hope I cut it long enough. We'll see. Should be okay. Okay, so I'm gonna, oh, I don't have any tape with me, so I'm just gonna fake it till I make it, I guess. Wrap it around there. Oh shoot, I didn't do that right. Nope. Hold the phone. Let's try that again. Let's see here. Let's see, I might have to cut another piece. Let's see if I can get it. I'm just trying to keep it toward the bottom. Oh, I did it. I lucked out. See, I'm so lucky. I should go buy a lotto ticket. I'm not going out in the rain though. Not even for a lotto ticket. Okay, and then I'm gonna tie this is gonna go under here. Am I even on camera? I am, okay. And just make a knot. I'm not gonna be fussy about a bow because this is a guy card and I don't care about a bow. There, okay, that's cool. I like that. I guess cool is my word tonight. That's cool. I like that. All right, so let's see here. I'll fuss around with how high to put it up. It's kind of rolled. I'm trying to fix that, but I may just have to let it be. Oh, there we go. I got it. Okay. Yep, there's the thunder. Okay, and I probably will cut this down a little bit. I don't like that much sticking out, but then I'm just gonna play around. I left enough that I can kind of scooch it around a little bit, and I'm gonna put this, yeah, I think that'll work, kind of about there. But because I'm laying this over the twine, I want to pop this up with some foam. So I'm gonna, ooh, shoot, a little bit long. I want to see where I need it to be. I need a little bit at the bottom. So I'm going to cut a strip. And let's see here. I think that's about where I need it to be. Yep, that should work. Okay. I'm going to put that at the bottom. There we go. All right, looks like I might need just one more piece so it doesn't bend funny in the middle. It's a lot of foam, but that's okay. Yeah, that works, I think. I can even move it up maybe just a hair more. Let's do that, move it up. And while I'm here, I'm gonna cut that back a little bit. I don't like it that long. There we go. Okay, let's put this on the base and then we'll adhere him last. Oh, well, I do have enough foam on there. I forgot I needed to stamp the sentiment on there. So I will get that. Oh, shoot. You know, shoot. Actually, I'm going to go get my stamp block real quick and a little bit more foam because with the ribbon under that, it's not going to lay, well, no. I'm going to grab just a little bit of foam. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, this is way longer than I thought it was going to be tonight. Okay, so just gonna pop this up on the back. I'm gonna be kind of, don't want to waste a ton of foam, but I do need to get it bumped up. I think that will work better. Do you guys like to pop things up? I know I don't have many of you on here tonight, but like if you're watching live later, tell me. I'd like to know if you like to use foam I'm kind of obsessed with popping things up. I love the extra dimension, but it does make it more difficult to mail cards for sure. I just figure I make so many, and I hate to admit this, but I don't send as many as I make by any means. It's okay if I pay the extra postage to get a card sent that I really love to someone, so, or to someone I really love. This set would be such a great set too for scrapbooking. Yeah, it depends on mailing. Exactly. Yes, exactly. It's getting darn expensive. It's just really kind of ridiculous just to mail a card. So again, I mean, it's really, I know it sounds funny because you think, oh, you should spread joy, but I do not send my handmade cards to people that I don't think, you know, I don't expect them to keep them until they pass away, right? But I do expect them to keep them a while, and I know that they'll really appreciate them, right? Like I know that they'll appreciate it for the value, but I absolutely don't expect them to keep it forever, for sure. But not, oh, thanks, that's great, and it goes right in the garbage either. Like, keep it on the mantle for a little bit, maybe, right? Okay, I'm just eyeballing this. I might be a little bit off, but it's gonna be close enough. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now let's get this stamped. I think I'm gonna do let's see, wishing you tons of fun. So it can be like a birthday card. And that goes with the elephant thing. You love using foam tape. Yes, me too. Me too, me too. I'm glad to know I have a fellow person that likes to do that. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna, I have put enough of a heavy foam on here. Thankfully, I saved myself to be able to set myself up so that I won't have a weird wrinkle when I stamp. And I'm just gonna stamp right on this panel. And I'm gonna use the, oh gosh, what color am I gonna use? I was gonna use I think I'll use the Fresh Fields. Hopefully it won't be too green. We'll start with the Mossy Meadow and see what happens first, I think. I'm gonna start with that and see. And try not to think of I know, that's exactly it. Like really, it's about art therapy too, in addition to doing something that makes somebody happy, right? That's, but I don't know. I know when I get a handmade card, I am so excited I can't hardly stand it. Because I know the love that went into it, right? Let's see, do I like that? Yeah, I think I do. It just needs to be darker. Yeah, good with that. One more time, I think we'll be golden. Golden, golden. Oh, very good. Okay, here we go. Very good, very good. Let's see here. Okay, there goes Lucas. All right, we're on the last stages, peeps. Okay, here we go. We're gonna peel these off. I do like to add a little bit of liquid glue to the foam, just to give it a little wiggle room as I lay it down, because you never know. It seems like invariably you drop it or you get distracted and it goes on sideways. I'm in your 50s and your parents, oh my gosh, I love that. My daughter does that with my cards. Yeah, she saves them. She sticks them on the fridge. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. My parents, I didn't think my parents were keeping mine, but then my mom pulled out a box one day, and in the box was my cards that I had made a while ago. And I said, gosh, Mom, you do not have to keep these. That's really lovely, but you don't have to keep them. And she said, well, I can't throw them away. They're too beautiful. You'll throw them away after I die. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. All right, there we go, guys. I think it's got a little bit of a bubble. I probably could have used 2 instead of 1 on the foam, but I'm okay with it. I like it. It looks good. There we go. I think we did it. You know, for funsies, you could take the inside of the card. This is something I like to do because I don't often remember to decorate insides very much, but you could just take the stencil and just add a little bit in here. Might as well do it. Sorry, you don't have to keep watching, but I'm going to do it just like this. I'm just going to add a little bit. Oop. There we go. I kind of like that, and maybe just a tiny bit up at the top, just like one of these leaves, just to kind of pull it together. There we go. I'm gonna hold it down and hope I do okay. Ah, there we go. I like that. I got a little boo-boo up there, but that's all right. It's handmade. Not going to worry about it. And then also could just take it on the back real quick as well, and just add a little bit of it back there, right? Just, and then you're going to sign it. Don't forget to sign your handmade cards, you guys. Let people know you love them. And this time I'm not going as heavy. I'm just kind of putting it on there. Just, you know, like, why not? It's a little extra surprise on the back, right? Look at that. Very fun. I did it very lightly too. And if you wanted to, you could stamp one of the other images, like the Lulu and the giraffe, or is it Lulu and the giraffe? Yeah, Lulu and the giraffe, or Lexi and the monkey, like over here in the corner, just in a solid color, and then have your message on the inside. So thank you so very much for joining me live very much, and also on replay very much. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I would love for you to play with this fantastic stamp set if you have it, and if you don't, Kim has put it on sale for 40% off, which is a steal. And there are so many there's some wonderful examples on the website, and there's so many ways you can use the stamp set. So grab it if you don't have it. You'll be happy you did. And thanks again for joining me. Deb, have a great night. Margaret, thank you so much also. I hope you both have a wonderful night. And I'll see you soon. I might see you this weekend. Bye-bye.